Holy smokes, it got cold last night. Ooh, got down to 24. Ooh, I got the heat going in here this morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Red Shirt Video. This is going to be a quick trip today. Had some stuff going on over the weekend. I couldn't be here. Today is Monday. If you saw the video about 5 or 6 weeks ago, it was a video of my dad's house. He had a major plumbing leak, and on that video I was opening up the walls. We found some pretty good nasty stuff inside the walls. A lot of mold and mildew and moisture. So we got involved with one of the water remediation crews that come out, and they put all the fans and the dehumidifiers in the room. They were a real good company. Came out, took care of everything. They finished opening up the walls, and they sprayed some kind of disinfectant in the walls and killed everything and took real good care of us. Then after that, we had a real good experience with the insurance company. They actually paid the first check, which is the bigger check, relatively quickly. I think it was a couple of weeks we had the check. And then it's been a month or 5, 6 weeks, something like that. We finally got the contractors out there trying to meet up with our different schedules and stuff. But so they came over this weekend, and they got about, I'd say 80% of it done. They're going to come back one more day this next week and finish up. But they laid new flooring in the kitchen and in the back room. They put insulation, sheetrock on the walls. And then they're going to do paneling and tape and bed what they need to, and texture and paint. And so anyway, we're going to get all that finished up this next week, we hope, and that'll be over and done. But today, I've got a couple of things I want to show you. Just a minute. Okay, so in the last video, you heard me talking about I was waiting on the mail. Here, got a box of GE breakers, 10 of them, and they appear to be brand new. And so I'm kind of excited to get these installed and get that process started and taken care of. So if you look up here, these all look very similar, and they have the same kind of screws. But what's happening, these other brands that I've been using, they do fit in here, but right here you can see it's a little wider. And so when you go to fit this other row in there, they don't fit in there well. You can fudge one or two every now and then, but trying to do a whole panel with off-brand breakers or whatever they are. The other ones were square D that I just took out of here. But yeah, so we're going to get these. I still have 4 more to replace right here. And then this double pole is already a GE. So we're going to get these replaced, and then we'll work on this side. I've been stalled out, because of the electrical. I could only go so far with the sheetrock and with the ceiling, but I think I'm going to be back on track to get that going on. I'm already thinking ahead to the next step as to what needs to go on the walls, because that could be expensive. Am I going to tape and bed, texture? Am I going to wallpaper, or put some kind of paneling, or reclaimed wood? Or there's all sorts of options. And a lot of the tiny homes that we have seen, they may have a mixture. And one of the things that I saw that I liked a lot was the beadboard paneling. So I've been keeping my eyes open for that. If you look at the Lowe's website, the wood version of the beadboard runs about $35. They have a masonite fiberboard kind of product that is $28. Now, the wood you can buy on the black market off of Facebook. You can find it for about 20 bucks a sheet, and that's a pretty good cost saving because at the $35 tax and all, you're probably looking at $750, $800. So the fiberboard being $28, I don't have that in my head. I think it's a little less than $600 tax and all, or maybe just a little over. Anyway, so I've been keeping my eyes open and shopping and really trying to bring that price down because, yes, I do want beadboard. I'm going to have a mixture of stuff in here. Do want beadboard. So I've been shopping, and recently I came across something on Facebook. I found a kind of a warehouse, kind of a clearance center. It's a family owned business. They just buy up a lot of clearance and close out stuff and damaged stuff and resell it. They ended up having 20 sheets on a pallet. I didn't know that going out there, how many pieces they had. I thought they had 10, 12, 15. I didn't know. So I get out there, and they had them marked $15 each. So $15, that's $300 plus tax, $325-ish. That's quite a bit of good savings. So me being me, I just asked them, I said, do you carry it all the time? And they said, no. I said, you want to get rid of all of it? They said, yes. So I said, well, how much for all of it? And she figured it up, and she came down from 300 to 270, 280. So she took $20 or $30 off. And yeah, so I offered her 250 plus tax. Came out to 270 total. So if you look, it would have been 605, I think. I'll put the dimension or the prices on the screen, but I think it would have been 605 retail, and then it would have been I don't remember, 325 at their price, and then I got it down to 270 out the door. So yeah, I'll show you I got it loaded in the truck, and I'm gonna have to bring it in here. Thank goodness it's not very heavy. Sheetrock and plywood just about wore me out. I'm really excited to have this, and I hope it works out good because I've been shopping for a long time, keeping my eyes open for a bargain. While I'm unloading this, I'll tell you that I went to the doctor about my knee, and he said he thought it might be a torn meniscus. Started talking about MRIs and stuff, and I was like, hold on. So we opted for the cheapest, most minimal care I could do right now without abusing my knee, damaging it any further, or going ahead and getting some care started. So what we did is he had me get a brace, which I put on, and then he gave me a anti-inflammatory, and he prescribed some pain cream, which is more for arthritis. I don't need that too much. And then also he prescribed therapy, which I need to contact those people this week and get that started just to strengthen my legs and my knee. We're not sure how bad it is and whether will it heal on its own, and is it really torn? We don't know. So anyway, that's where we are with that. It's doing much better right now, though. Okay, so it's stacked in the living room at the tiny house. The top 5 pieces had an edge damage. That's the worst one right there. Not much there. Um, yeah, and then the other ones aren't quite as bad as that. And then the other 15 or so have almost no damage. And then let me show you this last sheet. Okay, so I just laid down another sheet and it's heavily damaged right there. And you can't see it, but it's got the whole last corner of that strip from that brown spot all the way up. It's missing. But this was their cover sheet. This is number 21. They didn't charge me for this, and this was to grow on. And that was their price right there. So I got 20 sheets laying in the middle, ready to start putting on the walls whenever we get far enough along. So one other thing I'll tell you, I was going through some pictures, and I happened to notice that this month, actually this week, is the 13th month, the anniversary of when we bought this tiny house and brought it out here to the property. If you're a new viewer and you would like to go back and see, get just a glimpse of what the beginning was like, go back and watch the second video. After about the first 15 seconds, if you want to skip to minute number 2, my talking, get away from that, start watching that. Watch about the next 4 or 5 minutes, and you'll see, and you'll see the vision of what we had going on here when we first dropped this. We had been to visit some tiny homes, and we found one in particular that had this layout, which is where I stole it from. I got the idea from, and a lot of the design elements that I'm looking for are in that. Now it's a little more upscale, and if I remember correctly, it was like 79, 89,000. I don't remember. It was a lot of money. And I think by the time we get done here, we'll be way under 20. So anyway, go back and watch that second video, minute number 2, and watch about 4 or 5 minutes, and maybe you'll get a vision of what we're looking at here. So I'm going to call it a day. Wasn't really expecting to get much done today. I didn't think I had much time. Mostly I wanted to make a delivery run and get this beadboard out of my pickup, and had a couple other things I wanted to bring down here. I was able to finish tacking up the edges of this cedar, and I finished up screwing some sheetrock. Also got the breakers installed, got all that changed over. That's ready to that's ready to test. I just need to bring my generator over here to the tiny house. It's over in the barn. Bring it over, hook it up, and then I can start testing each of the circuits. I think that's going to be it for today, but I wanted to ask y'all something. If you've ever experimented with AI, anything, I don't know, they have so much that it can do nowadays. I was on my phone the other day looking through, maybe I was looking through some pictures, and Google prompted me about their AI app, Gemini. And so I tried it out and experimented with it a little bit. And what I found interesting was I was able to do a virtual uh, completion of this part of the tiny house. I took some pictures, and then I was able to take this beadboard, put it on the walls. I was able to line the windows and the door with cedar. I also told it to build me a little trap door up here for this attic access. Change these blades from dark to light. Yeah, so I got a couple of different shots, different angles of it, changed it out. It was pretty neat. So take a look at that. Anyway, I appreciate each one of you being here. It was fun for me, and I wish I felt a little better. I could stay longer. I wish I had more time up here, but I don't this week. I'll be back up here maybe next week, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, have a good one. Thank you. there's a puppy dog. There's a puppy dog. There's a big puppy dog.